Okay, y'all, I'm back. Sorry. So, I forgot where I left off. But yeah, so I'm thinking the pains are maybe come from constipation pain. So I tried to use the bathroom. That wasn't that successful. So I felt really nauseous after that. So I had to hurry and run to the kitchen and grab some paper, plastic bags. And just as I was about to vomit, like water and stuff just gushed out everywhere. So I'm freaking out. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I know this is bad. Like, this is way too early. My water was breaking, and it was like really pinkish, light pinkish and stuff. And I just figured something was horrible and it happened. So I ran to the bathtub and it was just coming out constantly and stood there. I didn't want to wet my carpet up and get spots and stains all over it. So I stood in the tub, called my mom. I was freaking out. I was like, and she was like miles away. Because I was at my apartment in Tuscaloosa or whatever. My roommate was in class, so I couldn't drive in so much pain. So I called, I think I told her, she told me to call 911. So I called 911, explained to them what was going on, and that I was early 19 weeks and 6 days. I think it was 6 days. So another. So I was explaining to them all that, and that I couldn't move, and after that I started noticing a heavy flow of blood coming out. So I really started crying. I was just like, my mind, I already knew what was going on. I was just so freaking out, and it was horrible, you guys. So I'm in the tub talking to them, and I hear somebody just burst down the door. They came like within minutes. And so I'm like, dang, y'all came quick. And it's a fire department probably. So I'm like, my door was locked. I'm like really scared. I always lock up like tight. So I'm wondering how they got in. But just burst the door. And I seen like, I'm standing in the bathtub with towels on. I haven't lain down all day. So my hair and stuff is still tied up like this. I just had on like a little t-shirt, shirt, whatever like this. Didn't have any under garments, whatever, because everything was just like gushing out. So I had towels wrapped all around me, and there was a bunch of guys, and I was like, can you guys have some privacy? But really, at that point, I really didn't care if they saw anything or not. I just wanted to be at a hospital. I didn't care. So um, then the ambulance came, and the women loaded me in from the thingy or whatever, and took me to the emergency room, and it seemed like it took forever once I was there. I stayed in the ER for like what seems like an eternity. They were really rude, took their sweet time as if I wasn't pregnant, as if it wasn't a crisis. You know, it was apparent I was in labor, you know, early labor for me, but that's what it was, So my mom was like, as soon as I got the phone with her, she was like on her way. She got there somehow, super quick. So, um, but before she came, they were really rude to me, brushing me off. I was like dying. I felt like I was dying practically, I'm explaining to these idiots what's happening. I'm thinking that the ER team or whatever would have told them, would have relayed the information to them that way. They could just go ahead and start the process. You know what I'm saying? But I was sitting there and I was just getting more agitated, more pissed off, more about to start cussing. I was so in pain. I was like, I don't give a crap. Who hears? And whatever. And the doctor was really rude and stupid, I think. Like, some people just shouldn't be doctors. They really don't care. So I'm explaining to this idiot what's going on. He's asking me all over again, are you pregnant? I'm sitting here like, I started to say, what the do you think? Yeah, I'm pregnant, So I was like mad and pain. I wanted to hit him like straight up, y'all. I was so pissed off. How they had me sitting was really uncomfortable. It wasn't even a stretcher. It wasn't even a bed. I had got transported from a stretcher to something else. Some kind of little sit up chair crap thing. So I'm sitting there bleeding, basically bleeding clots. Blood was everywhere. Like every time I would cough, move, blood gush out everywhere. So I'm freaking wetting a freaking chair up. Blood was going on the floor all this time. They're still sitting around taking their sweet time moving and doing things. Well, honey, you're not 20 weeks. We can't rush you up to L&D. You have to be 20 weeks, and they want to accept you for now at least 20 weeks. I'm like, I'm borderline freaking 20 weeks. Something is going on. This is not just irregular. Something is going on. I should be in freaking L&D. You know what I'm saying? So, sat there, arguing with those idiots in pain. I was just the worst experience ever. So my mom finally came. My mom was a nurse, so of course she was like pissed beyond off. She was to the point of cussing out. she comes in wanting to know who's in charge, want to speak to doctors, and why in the hell am I not in L&D and all this kind of stuff, you know. So I'm just feeling like these people are really inconsiderate. They don't give a, I'm trying to curse. They don't give a crap about the patient. You know, the fact that I was pregnant. This is, you know, probably the most important. I was probably the most important patient they had in the ER early that morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, they still take their sweet time. So anyway, finally got to L&D. No, finally I stayed in there for a while. I was in so much pain, y'all. I felt the cramps coming within 10 minutes. 10 minutes turned to 5 minutes. 5 minutes turned to 2 minutes. Literally, my mom was timing them. She's calling these idiots. Get in here. Take her upstairs. Do what you have to do. You know, she's in labor. You freaking idiots. You know what I'm saying? So finally, they rolled me to, well, we're going to do ultrasound now. Perfect time for ultrasound, idiots. You know, I'm sure all hope is lost by now. You know, I'm sitting all this time clotting. You know what I'm saying? So they took me upstairs, and the freaking dumb idiot doctor was like, oh my god, she's basically having a spontaneous abortion. I was, at that time, they finally gave me some morphine, and it was a big dose because I felt like I was wanting to go to sleep, but I was still in pain. That nothing they gave me took away the labor pain, so I was still in pain, but it helped a little bit, but I still felt it whenever the waves would come. So I'm sitting there and I hear this. At the time, it didn't register, so I'm thinking maybe everything's okay. That's what I was thinking because I was kind of out of it and kind of not. But I heard them say spontaneous abortion. My mom, I saw her started crying. I figured something really bad going on, and I saw her crying. So anyway, I see her crying, you know, and they said, let's rush her for surgery. You know, the baby, they told me, I saw how the baby head was basically down really far. That's why I felt like cramping, all that kind of stuff. So I was supposed to be rushed and prepped for surgery, but we bypassed surgery because I started feeling the head. You know, I'm like, get me so I can start pushing. I feel this head coming out of me. I felt it. I felt everything or whatever. So I'm sitting here all this time, you know, feeling all this pain and whatnot. And you know, explaining to them, I feel the baby's head coming down. You know, and they told me that's when they finally rushed me on up, and that's when everything started moving quickly. And the doctor came, really nice doctor. Everybody in the women's floor, women's center, L&D, whatever, they were really nice. Totally different from the ER, way different. So they were more compassionate, more caring, of course. So he told me to start pushing. I pushed immediately. I was there for about 5 minutes. I know, pushed. The baby was didn't hear her crying, and when they did the ultrasound, I didn't find a heartbeat. I said, figured she had already died in the womb. Of course, it was a spontaneous abortion. So anyhow, yeah. So I had the baby, and I was still, instead of shocked, I know I was crying at the same time because I knew what was going on. And I was just so overwhelmed. I just couldn't believe it was happening to me. I'm like, oh my god, or whatever. So I was just really freaking out, and you guys were just so hard. So okay, part three. After part three.